aking pinagpala ng butihing paghala. Supli mo't pinili na bayani ng langit, kapurihan at dangal ng ipin tayo manggit. Natunang yung pangalan sa isang ng kalihinan, sa tawang kapalagan, mga bayani na liwan. Kaluan ng iting pangalan, ang bukirin, bundok, patuban, ikaw na na ang buhay at aming pagtuban. Natunang yung pangalan sa isang ng kalihinan, tawang kapalagan, mga bayani na liwan. Kaluan ng iting pangalan, ang bukirin, bundok, patuban, ikaw na ang buhay at aming pagtuban.
Diyos naming minamahal, kami sa'yo'y nagbubukas. Taus-puso kaming nag-aalay ng paggalang at pagmamahal. Sa'yo, o aming bayan, sa pagtulong kami naan. Sa ikauunlad at ikabubuti ng iyong lipunan. Kalabinos na aming hirang, taglay mo ang ganda at kayamanan. Ikaw ang uliran sa kabutihan, ika'y aming karangalan. Bayan ka namin pinakamamahal, di ka namin pababayaan. Tunay kang hiyas ng Pilipinas, Alaminos na hirap. Alaminos na aming hirap, taglay mo ang ganda at kayamanan. Ikaw ang uliran sa kabutihan, ika'y aming karangalan. Bayan ka namin pinakamamahal, di ka namin mababayaan. Tunay kang hiyas ng Pilipinas, Alaminos na hirap.
So once again, a pleasant day to all. This is the District Action Research Webinar and Proposal Presentation. And to acknowledge everyone's active participation, may I call on the Master Teacher 2 of Alaminos Integrated National High School, Ma'am Arlene Pilar D. Avicilia. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning po, sir. Teacher 3 lang po, sir. Ayan, so good morning po sa ating lahat. So para po tayo ay magising ngayong umaga at para ihanda ang ating mga sarili para sa ating District Action Research Webinar and Proposal Presentation para po sa ating pag-roll call, ay tayo po ay papalakpak ng 3. So 1, 2, 3. Isisigaw natin ang yes at ang ating school na kinabibilangan. Okay po, so unahin po natin tawagin ang mga taga San Benito. Good morning po.
Good morning po.
Good morning po.
So, ready na po ba?
Ready na po.
Palapat po tayo ng tatlo.
Okay po.
Yes. At isisigaw po natin ang ating mahal na paaralan. Okay po? Ready?
Ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
San
Yes,
Benito.
San Benito.
Yan. So maraming salamat po. Mukhang handang-handa na ang ating mga kaguruan po mula sa San Benito Elementary School. Ayan. Nandyan din po ang kanilang butihing principal na si Ma'am Jane Misiano. Okay po? So sundan po natin ito mula po sa paaralan ng ng Demesa Elementary School.
Good morning po, Ma'am Marlene. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Yes!
Ayan. Siyempre, ang si Ma'am Maribel Perez. Ayan, thank you po ma'am at sa lahat po ng kanyang mga kaguro po sa Demesa Elementary School. Ayan, sundan naman po natin ito mula naman po sa paaralan ng San Miguel Elementary School.
Okay. Okay, good morning. Nasa na kaya ang mga kasama ko? Ma'am Liza and Ma'am Celine.
Good morning po, ma'am.
Okay, game. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Miguel.
San Miguel Elementary School.
Ayan, syempre, ayan buhay na buhay dahil kay Ma'am Nympha, kanilang butihing principal. Thank you po mula po sa mga kaguruan ng San Miguel Elementary School. Ayan, dumako naman po tayo sa secondary mula po sa aming paaralan, mula po sa Alaminos Integrated National High School. So, tinatawagan ko po ang aking mga kasamahan.
Ma'am, good morning po.
Good morning po. Ready na ba tayo? Hindi ba po ay nasa distribution and retrieval?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alaminos Integrated National High School.
Ayan. Thank you po. Ayan. Sundan po natin ito ng mga kaguruan naman po mula sa Beneventura Integrated Memorial National High School.
Good morning po.
Ayan. Good morning po. Ready na po kayo?
Ang haba po ng name namin. Kuya, bukas na.
Mag-open na po kayo ng cam para po sa ating roll.
Ready po. 1, 2, 3. Beth means.
Ayan. Pinagkina po nila. Ayan. Thank you po, Ma'am Mady, sa iyong pa-anime dyan, pa-animation. Ayan. And then, of course po, ang ating, huli po sa ating mga participants ay ang mga kaguruan naman po sa IBAYIW Integrated National High School.
Hello, morning. So, 1, 2, 3. Yes, IBAYIW Integrated National High School.
Ayan. Thank you po, Ma'am Maricel. And then, of course po, sa lahat naman po ng mga nag-o-observe po sa atin, ganun din po yung iba pong naka-in po sa ating link at nakaabang po sa ating webinar. Pwede po tayo magbukas ang ating camera para po isigaw din po, yes ako sa action research.
Ma'am Arlene, excuse me, nandyan din po ang San Roque Elementary School.
Ay, okay po. Ayan. So, thank you po, Ma'am Nympha. Ayan. So, tawagin din po natin ang San Roque Elementary School.
Yeah, good morning po.
Good morning po. Ayan. Good morning, Ma'am Cassie.
1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3.
Yes,
Yes,
San Roque
San
Elementary
Roque, yes. Salamat po, Ma'am Nympha, Ma'am Arlene.
Ay, thank you po, Ma'am. Ayan. Meron na po ba akong nakaligtaan pa? Hello, Ma'am Nympha. Okay na po kaya tayo?
Ma'am, baka po may mga kasama pa rin tayong school head na nandito
Ayan
po.
po. Yes po, ayan. So, Maaari din po tayo magbukas po ng cam at isigaw din po natin ang ating yes, ako sa action research para din po sa ating mga school head, iba pa pong mga observers, ang ating pong iba pang mga kasamahan dito po sa distrito para po sa ating kilala po sa mga participants ngayon po sa ating webinar.
Yes, ako support sa school head. Yes, ako support sa action research.
Ayan, thank you po, Ma'am May. Okay po, so that would be all po. Maraming salamat po para po tayo ay magpatuloy na. Sir Jason, thank you po.
Thank you, Ma'am Arlene. So that's what we are saying. Yes, ako sa action research. So yan ang mga taga Alaminos District. Lahat masisipag sa action research. Kitang-kita naman po nung nag-open ng camera. Habang nagdi-distribute ng module, nag-action research. All right, so thank you once again. Thank you, Ma'am Arlene, for that. And now, to give us a heartwarm welcome, may I call on the Research District Principal Coordinator in Elementary, the principal one of San Miguel Elementary School, Ma'am Dr. Juana Nimpa P. Abrigo. Good morning, Ma'am.
Good morning, Sir Jason, and thank you, Ma'am Arlene, sa pagpapakilala po sa lahat ng participants at mga kasama natin ngayong umaga. Isa pong mapagpala at napakaaliwalas na umaga, kahit po medyo kanina ay umulan, medyo malakas. So, akin po ang karangalan na ipakilala po ang ating pong mga makakasama sa umagang ito na nagmula pa po sila po talaga yung mga expert researchers from the Division Office sa pangunguna po ni Sir Cirilo Vista. Nandito na po siya ngayong umaga. So sir, magandang umaga po sa inyo. Sa amin pong butihing ina ng distrito na si Ma'am Mylene N. Solomon, Ma'am Dr. Mylene N. Solomon, sa akin pong mga kasamahang punong guro na amin pong nakasama ngayon na ang iba po sa kanila magpe-present din at ang aking pong ibang mga kasamahang punong guro na napaka-supportive po na ang ating pong gagawin sa umagang ito po ay lalo talagang mang-iinganyo or mag-i-encourage sa bawat isang guro at kahit po sa aming mga punong guro na magsigasig na gumawa po ng action research. Kasi po ang action research is very important in our life as educators. Kasi po yung mga challenges po, lalo na po ngayong pandemic na ating pong nai-encounter, ayun po ay ang makakapagbigay po ng solusyon ay ang action research. So sabi nga po, action without research is nothing and research without action is also nothing. So pagsamahin po natin ang action research para po mas maging maganda at malaki pong tulong ito sa ating paaralan. So hindi ko na po ito patatagalin. At ang aking pong lubos na pasasalamat po sa lahat po ng mga tao, mga kasamahan po natin, nakasama po natin sa araw nito. At alam ko po na tayo po ay marami pong mapupulot na magagandang bagay at makakapagdagdag po ng ating kaalaman at lalo pong ma-enhance ang ating mga kasanayan sa research. Thank you very much po and God bless all of us.
Thank you, Ma'am Ninpa. And now, to give us the statement of purpose, may I call in the Research District Principal Coordinator in Secondary, the Principal of IBAYIW Integrated National High School, Dr. Roy N. Rea. Good morning, sir.
Sir Jason, good morning po and thank you very much po for our statement of the purpose. Ano po? So una po, to our district supervisor, Dr. Mylene N. Solomon, to my partner in research, Dr. Juana Nimpa Abrigo, siyempre po ang ating pong chief ng curriculum ng CID, Dr. Orlando T. Valverde. Ganun din po ang ating pong ASDS, Ma'am Arlene and Ma'am Elvira Katangay, Dr. Elvira Katangay and Dr. Arlene Carpio. Sa atin pong SDS, Dr. Marites A. Ibanez, sa ating pong mga kasamahan punong guro from elementary and secondary, sa ating pong participants sa araw na to, sa mga researcher po natin, at sa ating pong mga speaker and evaluator, sa pangunguna siyempre ng ama ng research ng Division ng Laguna, Sir Cirilio Vista, ganun din po kay Sir Elmar, sa ating pong Sir Bautista, sa ating pong Sir Melvin. Isang mapagpalang umaga po at magandang ibayo po sa ating lahat. Statement of the purpose. The purpose of our training activity in these 2 days is to promote the culture of research. Ano po? Ito po yung ating pangunahing agenda kung bakit kailangan po tayo magsagawa ng research. To promote the culture of research, especially in the Division of Laguna and District of Alaminos. Ano po? And this research, ito pong ginagawa nating research, ngayon activity, ay para po matulungan tayo ng ating pong SEP sa revised guidelines on the use of special education fund na indicated in number 3, which is the legal basis of the use of SEP, na kung saan pwede po natin gamitin ang SEP fund para po sa ating action research, sa ginagawa po nating action research. The research project anchored on the following thematic area. Number 1, improving access education. Number 2, improving quality of education. And number 3, improving governance. So, ibig sabihin po, ito pong ginagawa po natin ngayon ay dapat po naka-align tayo sa 3 area kung saan meron po tayo para sa access, para sa quality, at para sa governance. So which is, ito po yung ating pinagbabatayan kung saan po natin ikakategory yung ginagawa po nating research. Ang research po na ginagawa natin, especially ngayon, ay makakatulong higit sa lahat kung paano pa rin natin ma-deliver ang education kahit po tayo ay nasa pandemic. Ano po? Doon sa ilang mga nabasa po naming research na talaga pong ginamit nito itong pagkakataon na to upang ma-address yung problem natin sa pandemic, na kung saan i-deliver pa rin po natin ang education natin sa safe na pamamaraan. Ano po? So, another purpose of this training, ito pong ginagawa natin, ito po rin yung pag-enhance sa capability of the teachers and other researchers na ma-improve pa natin yung ating pong research at sa ganon maka-adapt tayo doon sa pagbabago ng panahon ngayon. Yung pagbabago na kung saan magamit natin ito, sabi ko nga kanina, doon sa pandemic. At the same time, makapagpasa tayo doon sa Basic Education Resource Fund. Mamaya nga po si Sir Vista ay i-discuss po sa atin how to apply o paano natin i-connect yung ating mga ginagawang research para makakuha tayo ng allotted fund gamit po yung Basic Education Research Fund. And also, napakaganda po ng idea ni ni Dr. Mylene Solomon ng ating PSDS na kung saan kung mapapagtulungan po natin, which is our research will be aligned to the PPA ng ating school. For example po, makagawa po tayo ng research na kung saan meron po tayong Project Reach, which is the reading program. Makagawa tayo ng aligned research para sa reading program na kung saan ginagamit natin yung Project Reach o yung mga reading program natin sa school. Yung gulayan natin sa paaralan na kung saan ito po ay DepEd program, ay makagawa tayo ng research sa pamamagitan po ng program ng gulayan sa paaralan. Nang sa ganon, ay makatulong po ang ating butihing ina na distrito sa paggamit natin ng Special Education Fund, na sa ganon magkaroon po tayo ng financial support gamit po ang Special Education Fund. Ito po yung mga nakikita kong napakaganda ng idea ng ating PSDS. Ano po? So, sana po ay makatulong ang gagawin po nating training sa araw na to. Talaga po ang pinili natin pong mga trainer and evaluator ay subok na po na nagpipresent international. Itong mga to talaga nagpipresent po sa international research conference. So kaya po gamitin natin itong pagkakataon na to upang maka-adapt tayo ng modernong paraan ng paggagawa ng action research. Muli, isang mapagpalang umaga po sa ating lahat at magandang ibayo po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Sir Roy, for that statement of the purpose. At this moment, to inspire us all of the initiatives, an inspirational message will be heard from our Public Schools District Supervisor, the mother of Alaminos District, Dr. Maylene N. Solomon. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Sir Jason. Thank you very much for the introduction. Ayan. To the equally talented, handsome, and beauteous school heads who are already present in this hall and those who are going to join us a little later, I guess. And to our guests, the evaluators, the speakers headed by Sir Cirilo Vista, Miss you, Papu, and to Dr. Elimar M. Pascual, ayan, my former professor, my mentor in LSPU, who always inspires other researchers with his work. Of course, acclaimed internationally all his researches, and to the TWG of this action research, headed by Dr. Ray Enrea and Dr. Juana Nimpa Abrigo. My pleasure to work with you. I have always been inspired by the people who authentically work on researches. Ayan. Hindi pa man ako nakakarating sa Alaminos ay kilala ko na sina Ma'am Maribel Perez na nakakasama natin sa ICBER, kung ano man yung mga bear na yun na pinanuhan natin, ano, di ba ang saya-saya natin noon. Pag nagkikita na tayo sa hall para mag-present ng researches. At nakakatuwa that this district, Alaminos District, where I am in now and I chose to be my second home, ay nakakatuwa na narito ako sa pool of excellent workers na nandirito, kagaya ng mga teachers na kasama ko. It's my first time formally to work with Ma'am Arlene Avesilia and Sir Jason Quinto, kasi nakakatuwa na ang mga tinatrabaho nila ay research. It's my passion, it's my what do I call it? But at the same time, a Waterloo. Kasi pag nakikita ko na yung work on statistics ay medyo bumibigay ako. But I want to thank all those people na nakikibasa ako on how to work with it. Kaya natutuwa ako, just like Gokong Wei, copy, but not of course pasting. Copy the work of others, but to get the gist of how to do the painstaking job of having an action research. So napakaganda po ng gawain ito, and thank you very much for acknowledging this activity as one of the main purpose of our activity, because really we need to document all the PPAs as written in our ESLCP together with the concurrent to be crafted, SIP 2022-2025. It is really my passion to work on how PPAs will document all the this research will document all the PPAs. Of course, without the help of this TWG, Sir Roy, Ma'am Nimpa, Ma'am Arlene, Sir Jason, and all the school heads, this action research will mean nothing. Kaya it is really a collaborative effort of everyone para po tayo ay magkatulungan at I am assuring you that nung sinabi ni Ma'am Rana when I was introduced to our Honorable Mayor Ruben Alvarez, I see the spark I saw the spark in his eyes nung sinabi na, oh, we will really work on action research and other researches, especially the CI and the Science Investigatory Project, and hope that this activity will not end until tomorrow, but will be the start or the beginning of our researches to replicate to others. God bless everyone. Thank you. Good morning. Mabuhay.
Thank you, Ma'am Eileen, for that message for the District of Alaminos and for that compliment po. Salamat po. Okay, this time po, we will be hearing another message from the Chief CID of the Division of Laguna. We have Dr. Orlando T. Valverde. Good morning, sir.
Magandang araw po sa bawat isa. Special greetings to Dr. Mylene Solomon, Public Schools District Supervisor of Alaminos, to Dr. Roy Rhea, District Research Principal Coordinator for Secondary, and Ma'am Juana Nimpa Abrigo, District Research Principal Coordinator for Elementary, Mr. Cirilio Vista Jr., Senior Education Program Specialist, SDOD, our resource speakers, our teacher researchers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, mabuhay. Today's engagement is an evidence of our quest for excellence in research and on our impactful discoveries shaping the schools to their widest polygonous effect. As you share and collaborate through District Action Research webinar and proposal presentation, you can feel the admiration of those who seek for continuous improvement in all aspects of educational journeys. To be a researcher, it requires a lot of commitment, dedication, hard work, and more than a large scale of inspiration. You too can make all things happen because of your desire to excel and to jump high for quality. I know you have all those qualities. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, and make every day a research day. To God be all the glory.
Okay, thank you, Sir Dr. Orlando T. Valverde. So at this moment, we're going to pause for a minute for a health break. So we already have 8:35. May I have the suggestions of our top management po? Ano po ang ating babalik? 9:15 na po ba? Ma'am Nimpa, Sir Roy?
Sir, 15 minutes na lang po tapos diretso na po tayo para medyo maaga po tayo maka.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So we're going to have a 15 minutes break. Then after 15 minutes, we're going to be back in our session. Okay po? So a healthy break for everyone and thank you po. This ends the first part of our seminar.
Sir Jason, reminder lang po, sa MOL po natin ng tomorrow po, sa second day po, ito po ipapacilitate po ng elementary. Tapos ang closing po ay papacilitate po ng secondary. So kindly po yung mga elementary kayo na po ang bahala mag-usap para sa MOL po natin bukas. At yung secondary naman po ay mag-usap naman po para sa closing po natin ng 3 o'clock bukas. Thank you very much po. Sir Jason, pwede na po mag-start. 8:45 na po. Thank you very much po.
Permission to speak po, Sir Rawi. Wala po atang kuryente somewhere po sa Palita at Antipolo.
Okay, so muli po sa ating mga fellow researchers, good morning po sa ating lahat. So hopefully po ay nakapagmerienda tayo ng ating sa ating break. Ano po, kahit po tayo ay nasa school, kahit tayo ay nasa bahay, work from home. So yan, pag work from home, madaming merienda kasi malapit sa kusina. Okay po. So hopefully that you are ready for our second part of the district research action research webinar. So this is a two-day seminar po para sa ating mga Alaminos District researchers. Yan. So maglagay po tayo ng tubig sa ating tabi, ano po, at ng merienda sa ating tabi para po tayo ay hindi ikot at naghahanap ng merienda. Nag-brown out pa kanina. Buti nagbalik ang kuryente agad. So thanks God. Okay po. So hopefully that everybody is ready for our second part, the training proper for our webinar. All right, so allow me to introduce our first speaker. He is a school servant for 41 years. He finished his elementary education in 1970 at Murphy Elementary School 1, Murphy, Quezon City. His secondary education in 1974 at Pedro Guevara Memorial High School, Santa Cruz, Laguna. His bachelor's degree in biology from Adamson University in 1979 and a Master of Arts in Education major in Administration and Supervision from Union College in 2012. He became a secondary school teacher in 1980, teaching science and in Pedro Guevara Memorial High School, and eventually transferred to Adamson University from 1986 to 2008, teaching biology, human physiology, and anatomy, biological research, and comparative anatomy. He was the chairperson of the Natural Science Department of the same university until his retirement in 2008. He returned to public service as Teacher 1 in Pedro Guevara until 2015 and became the Senior Education Program Specialist in School Governance and Operation Division, SGOD, School Monitoring and Evaluation Unit. In 2017, he was reassigned to Planning and Research Unit, a position that he is holding up to this moment. And today, he will be discussing to us DepEd Order number 16, Series 2017, Research Management Guidelines. The SGOD, Senior Education Program Specialist Planning and Research, my fellow researchers, I have the honor to introduce to you Mr. Cerilio E. Vista Jr. Good morning, sir.
Good morning po, Sir Jason. Naririnig ba ako ng maliwanag?
Yes po, sir. Loud and clear po.
Okay, thank you. Pati yung bukas na gripo, rinig din ba?
Hindi na po, sir.
Okay, so medyo may konting correction lang, sir. I was never in Ateneo de Manila. It was actually Adamson University rin, where I finished my bachelor's degree in biology. Yeah. Thank you very much po sa introduction. Napakaganda. Okay, so I am preparing for parang ayaw akong okay, ayan. So let me share my screen. Okay, so before I proceed, I would like to greet, of course, our top management. Siyempre si Ma'am Te, yung ating dalawang ASDS, si Ma'am LB at si Ma'am Arlene Carpio. Good morning po. And of course, kanina nakita natin si Sir Orly Valverde. Yan. Okay. Pero siyempre, shout out ko rin doon sa aking SGOD Chief, Sir Darwin Talambayan. Good morning po, sir. Okay. And of course, I would like to congratulate Alaminos District. Parang pangatlong beses ko nang na-invite sa inyong distrito. Napakasipag ninyo sa research, Of course, headed by yung namimiss ako kanina. Namimiss ko rin siya. Ma'am Maylin Solomon, good morning po. And of course, doon sa ating research coordinator ng Alaminos District, kay Ma'am Juana Nimpa Abrigo. Good morning, ma'am. Siyempre, doon sa aking okay, good morning po. Siyempre, kay Sir Roy Lerea, ito, napakasipag mag-invite nito eh. Okay, kung walang pandemic, siguro face-to-face tayo sa isang resort na naman dyan sa bandang Alaminos and San Pablo. Ano po? Yan. Okay, and of course, siyempre, doon sa lahat ng TWG na nagpakahirap na mag-organize nitong research na to. Siyempre, Sir Jason, yung ating MC. Good morning po. Okay, so sa lahat ng ating participants, sa lahat ng teachers, sa lahat ng principal, good morning ulit. Okay, so tinitle ako na lang itong aking presentation na Action Research for All. Yan. So makikita ninyo, kita na po ba yung presentation? Yan.
Yes po.
So yung pong yung makikita niyo diyan ng mga logo ay ito po yung ating mga teams, Yan, teaching and learning, child protection, governance, inclusive education, para sa HR, GAD, at saka yung DRR. Okay, so umpisahan ko po ang aking presentation sa legal basis. Bakit tayo nagre-research? So sabi ng ating Republic Act 9155, this is our governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. So sabi ng Chapter 1, Section 5, DepEd shall have authority, accountability, and responsibility for the following: national, educational, research, and studies. So sa salita po, ang research po ay ginagamit ng DepEd, ng Central Office, lalong-lalo na para sa formulation ng policies. Yan. So magtatanong sila sa field, kung ano yung problema sa field, and then gagawa sila ng polisiya. Okay. So bottom up po yung source ng data, lalong-lalo na yung ating mga KPIs na tinatawag, key performance indicator. Tapos gagawa for example, dropout, So ang DepEd, pag nakita mataas ang dropout rate, gagawa tayo ng polisiya para mabawasan natin yung dropout rate. Lalong-lalo na ngayon yung ating enrollment system sa LIS. Okay, so yan po yung legal basis natin bakit tayo nagre-research. So yung pong bibilisan ko lang ito Itong DO13 noong 2015, sinasabi nito na yung ating research daw ay dapat systematic. May system naman talaga, di ba? Kaya nga may format, po. And this should be participatory at evidence-based. Yan. So evidence-based, ang ibig sabihin ay yung may MOV tayo, may source talaga tayo ng data. Okay? And then nung 2016 po, yung DO39, ito po yung ating Basic Education Research Agenda o yung BERA na tinatawag. Ito po yung nag-set ng thematic themes natin ngayon. Yung teaching and learning, child protection, HR, governance, disaster risk, DRR, at saka yung inclusive education. Ano ho, yung sa ating iPad, yung sa ating SPED, at saka ano pa ba, madrasa. Yan. Okay. So sa policy, sa teaching and learning, so pwede pong target tayo sa strategies ng ating pagtuturo. Best practice, pwedeng sharing, instruction and curriculum, learners, problema sa learners, problema sa assessment, at saka learning outcomes. Okay? Para naman po sa child protection, ito mga possible kuan po ito, ano ho, possible topics ng action research. So bullying, pregnancy, medyo mahirap-hirap itong gawin, ano, itong teenage pregnancy and reproductive health. Alam niyo na kung bakit, ano, kasi it involves actually yung tao, ano. Yan. So napakatindi po ng tinatawag nating meron tayong ano to, yung privacy law. Yan. Child abuse. Yan, madami tayong kaso ng child abuse, ano. Addiction, ito mahirap din ito. Yan. Pero merong gumagawa ng thesis ng kuan diyan, ng action research about addiction. Media consumption, lalong-lalo na yung sa internet, sa TV, film and radio. Dati galit tayo, ano, pagka nakita natin bata natin, way back 2 or 3 years ago, galit tayo nakakita ng bata na instead na nakikinig sa atin, nagse-cellphone siya. Ano, gusto natin kumpiskahin yung cellphone. Pero sa ngayon, ito na yung ano, ito na yung ating medium of station, internet, TV, film, at saka radio. Baliktad na. Sa HR naman, okay, sa guidance counselor, sa mga non-teaching personnel, kadalasan, ito po yung ginagamit nila. Ano? Professional and career development, qualification, teacher education, hiring, succession, yung mga susunod sa akin, mag-prepare na kayo kasi si Papo ay 60 ako. Sa una lang, yung gustong sumunod sa akin sa SGOD, go kayo, go. Succession and career path and progression. Employee welfare and wellness. So, in ito ngayon, ano, yung mental wellness, gender and development, grievance mechanism. Okay, sa bullying, ano, sa mga problema. So, pwede kayo mag-develop ng sistema, no, para sa grievance mechanism. And then sa governance, para pa rin siyempre ito sa ating mga school heads, okay, process and operation, planning, monitoring and evaluation, critical resources para sa personnel, facilities and school site, utilities, health and nutrition. Pero ito kadalasan sa amin ito. Kami gumagawa nito. Ano? And operating budget. Sa DRR, siyempre kay Miss Carol, ano, siya yung ating DRR queen, ano, prevention and mitigation, preparedness, response, rehabilitation. Okay? Yung mga mahihilig ditong gumawa, yung mga taga-baybay. Yan, simula dito sa area ng Lumban hanggang sa area ng Pangil-Pakil, Mabitak, Siniluan. Kasi sila yung lagi tamaan ng baha. Yan. So sa kanila, kadalasan yung karamihan ng DRR na sinasubmit sa atin ay galing sa kanila. Of course, pwede lahat naman gumawa ito. Okay? Lalo ngayon, ano, ang in ay global warming. Di ba? Meron tayong seminar, parang gano'n, ano, global warming. Okay, ito, gender and development. Although hindi tayo masya makakapag-guide ngayon kasi nga bawal ang face-to-face, pwede naman po. So, gender mainstreaming, responsiveness, policies, programs, and projects. Yan. So sa inclusive education naman, pwede po yung programs mismo ng inclusive education, pwedeng i-develop ito. Kasi fluid pa naman po, ano ba ituturo sa SPED, ano ba ituturo sa iPad, ano ba ituturo sa madrasa. Although merong program, kaya lang siyempre, very inclusive nga ito. Ano? Yan. Teaching strategies and assessment, paano ba natin i-assess yung ating mga bata na kasama sa inclusive. Instructional material development po yan. Ano? Internal and external stakeholders. Paano tayo makakakuha ng support sa ating mga stakeholders. Yan. So, dun po sa DO39, sinasabi nito na ang ating research should be excellent. Ano? So, dapat may kuan ng excellence. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin excellent, ito ay relevant at saka researchable. So, baka naman nakakita lang ng problema ay ginawa ng research. Pero pwede naman pala siyang pag-usapan lang. Yan. Okay? Halimbawa, yung bata ay hindi nagsasubmit lagi ng module. Researchable ba siya? Pwede naman siguro, kaya lang medyo medyo mas madali eh. Mas madaling paraan para ma-resolve yung hindi pagsasubmit ng module. Yan. Okay. Appropriate research method. Tama ba yung pamamaraan ng pagre-research? Logical ba siya? Coherent and evidence-based. Yan. Kaya po naging excellent ang ating research because of this. Siyempre, merong integrity. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin po rito ng high ethical standards, wala pong pilitan. Pagka yung ating mga kuan, may DepEd order po rito sa ethics on research. So, hindi po natin pwedeng pilitin. Yan. Yung ating mga respondents. And it should be honest and accurate in the collection, analysis, and reporting of data. Huwag po natin i-edit yung data para meron po siyang integrity. Openness. Pag sinabi po natin openness, pwede po itong collaborative. Meaning to say, kung may lead proponent, pwede po tayo mag-invite ng co-teacher natin. Ang dami po ay hanggang 3 lang. Sa research, it's either basic or action research. Ang pinapayagan lang po namin ay hanggang 3 lang na proponents. May lead at saka may 2 co-proponent. Kasi pagka dumami po yung proponent natin, ang basa po ng mga evaluator natin, ito po ay SIA, yung continuous improvement project na siya in CIP. Yan. And then multidisciplinary in terms of perspective. So ibig sabihin, kahit na anong tinuturo ninyo, pwede. Okay? Or pwede kayong mag-collaborate, halimbawa yung math and science, yung English at Filipino, pwede po yun, yung collaboration na yun. Multidisciplinary na po. Truthful and timely dissemination. Siyempre, pag nakakita kayo ng gusto ninyong gawin nyo na agad. Okay? Bakit? Kasi nandun po yung timeliness nito eh. Sabi nga natin, kung strike while the iron is hot, di ba? Yan. Pagka matigas na yung iron, ang hirap ng baluktutin o ayusin. So, kinakailangan, pukpukin na natin agad while the iron is hot. Kung hanggat na mainit pa yung problema. Okay. So, meron naman pong ginawa noong 2017, yung DO16 din, ito po yung tinatawag na Research Management Guideline. Pwede kong bigyan si Rhea nito kasi nandito yung guide kung paano tayo gumawa ng research. Ano? Hindi pala to yung one. Sorry. So, since sinasabi rito sa research management guidelines, yung pagmamanage daw ng research ay initiative ng ating eskwelahan. Okay? O kaya naman, at the school level, sa inyo. Okay? So, pwedeng ang targetin natin ay division. So, ang inyong papel ay division level na. So, halimbawa, paano magiging division level ang inyong papel, ang inyong action research? Pagka ito ay sinali ninyo, for example, ay 2 distrito hanggang 3 distrito ang inyong research, ay pwede itong maging division level. So pagka isang school lamang within Alaminos, ito ay district level lamang po. So IBAYIW, Alaminos, at saka ano pa ba ang merong school sa yan. So 2 school, 3 school, 4 na school within your district ay district level lamang. Pero pagka ang Alaminos ay isinali Kalawan at sinali ang Bae o Los Baños, division level na po yan. Okay? Makikita nyo mamaya, iba na signatory nun. At dito rin po sa DO number 16 na to, ng 2017, dito po yung support mechanism sa research to education process such as funding, partnership, and capacity building. Okay? Sa ngayon po, it's sad to say na ating mga researcher ay nahihirapang kumuha ng pondo. Ito po yung katotohanan. Okay? So it's either kumuha, sabi nga ni Rhea, pwede tayong kumuha sa ating SEP, Special Education Fund. Ang SEP po natin ay parang nasa munisipyo, ano? O kaya provincial, di po ba? Wala sa eskwelahan ito eh. So sa eskwelahan naman, pwede tayong humingi sa ating MOE, allowed po siya, o kaya naman sa other source, yung school fund, canteen fund na tinatawag. Okay? Kaya lang, kinakailangan may proper documentation. Yan, may request ng funding. Okay? At yun po ay makikita o magre-reflect yung request na yon sa inyong proposal. Okay? Ang tawag po natin ay cost estimate. Yan. Kami sa DO, meron kami tinatawag na budgeting. So nagre-request din kami sa accounting namin para makakuha ng budget for research activities. Okay, mamaya, didiscuss ko sa inyo ano ba ang pwede, anong hindi pwede. May bagong guidelines po kasi gawa ng new normal nga. Times ng pandemic, ano yung pwede, ano yung hindi pwede. So, ito sabi ko sa inyo, ang ating school division office ay meron pong tinatawag na School Division Research Management Committee, SDRMC. So, pagka kayo po ay sasali sa abroad, pupunta kayo sa Australia, or virtually, sasali kayo sa Singapore, virtually na lang, kasi mahirap mag-travel ngayon, magpaalam po. Yan po yung kasama sa ethical consideration, sa ethics ng research. Magsasabi po kayo sa SDRMC. Yan. So, ang chairman po natin ito ay yung ating 2 ASDS. Si Ma'am LB at saka si Ma'am Arlene Carpio. Ngayon, ang role po ng ating SDS, Ma'am Te, Ma'am Marites Ibanez, ay siya po yung advisor. Okay? So, magpapapirma po kayo ng inyong research, although may isa kaming papeles, ang pumipirma talaga ay si Ma'am Te. Kaya lang ito ay naka-ISO kaya hindi matanggal si Ma'am Te. But doon sa paggagawa ninyo ng research para sa eskwelahan, hindi na po napirma si Ma'am Te. Dapat si Kuan lang, yung 2 chair lang po natin. Tapos initial lang po ang co-chair, ang SGOD chief, at saka ang ating CID chief. Naka-initial lang po sila sa ilalim. Yan. Then, ang mga miyembro po nito, ako, as a member and secretariat nito, ako po yung secretary. Okay, so sa akin po lahat dumadaan ng invitation, ng request to conduct. Sa akin po dumadaan. Ako po gumagawa ng endorsement na tinatawag. So, miyembro po natin sa division office, ang ating finance unit. Siyempre, ang sa finance ay si Ma'am Irene. Si Ma'am Irene. Yan, yung ating accounting. Okay? At lahat po ng ating EPS ay mga members. Yan. Member din po ng SDRMC ang ating lahat ng PSDSS. Yan. Okay? Kaya lang, pagka po school at saka district level, ang pinaka-highest na signatory lang po natin ay si Ma'am Maylin. Sa inyo. Siya ang hindi po approval. Siya po ang noted. Parang ganun lang siya. Yan. Then, kung school level, ang ating school head or principal, at saka ang ating research coordinator, ang evaluator. Reviewer. Okay. Sila po yung ating mga reviewer. Lagay niyo po reviewer ha. Hindi po approve. So, ito po yung sample ng request. So, may letterhead. Baka alamin, central. Yan. Title ng inyong research, proponents, position, and designation. Tapos nakalagay doon ay reviewed by. So, inyong principal, PSDS, EPS, ASDS, hanggang chief. Ngayon, kung ito nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ito ay magiging division level, ang pipirma po, ang highest po natin ay si Ma'am Arlene Carpio at saka si Ma'am Elvira Katabay. Yan. So, minsan po, dumadaan din sa akin, activity na yan, ay linalagay ko po sa isang database. So, meron po siyang coding. For example, Action Research number 1, series ng 2019. Yan. So, saan po natin gagamitin itong database na to? Ginagamit ko po ito sa pag halimbawa, hingi kayo ng certification na kayo ay nakagawa ng research. Hindi po proposal ha, finished research. Kung ito po ay nasa aking database, nag-submit kayo sa akin, pwede ko po kayong bigyan ng certification na kayo ay talagang nakagawa ng research at sinubmit sa akin. Pero, siyempre, ang ginamit po natin yung certification na yon sa promotional purposes. Okay, MOB po lang yon. Nakita nyo, pagka kayo nagpapapromote, ang laki ng point ng research. Hindi po ba? Yan. Kasi unang-una, napakahirap ng ng i-journal natin yung Not unless yung inyong research, i-journal natin. So wala pa po, balak pa lang po namin ito. Although nakagawa na ang mambista ng first journal, susundan po namin ng second journal ito. Yan, so maghanda na kayo lahat. Although parang pan-third journal na po kayo kasi ang ating second journal ay gagawin namin ng evaluation this ways forward na po ito. Sinasabi ko, ways forward is December. Yan, mga first week po ng December. May call up na po kami para sa mga abstract at saka mga terminal. So siguro, itong gagawin ninyo ngayon, kasi nasa proposal stage pa lang kayo, next year na. Yan. Bago ako mag-retire, hopefully. So ito po yung sample ng letter. So may heading, may tawag doon, yung logo. So kami, ang ginagamit namin yung logo ng DepEd. Siyempre, sasama nyo yung logo ng inyong eskwelahan. Then naka-address ito kay Ma'am Te. Okay? Pwedeng wala na yung true Cirilo Vista, ano. Yan. Lalong-lalo na yung mga nag-aaral, yung mga nagre-request to conduct a study. Ano, ba, naka-enroll kayo sa kolehiyo at kayo gumagawa ng inyong master's thesis, and you want to involve the schools, in school personnel, at mga estudyante, magpapaalam po kayo kay Ma'am Te. Yan. So ito po yung ginagawan ko ng endorsement. So siyempre merong body at siyempre merong ito naman po yung sample ng endorsement ko. Ano ho? Yan, respectfully returned to Melvin Sir Elimar Pascual of Talangan Integrated siya pala to. MT2 of Talangan Integrated National High School. Okay? So kita niyo si Sir permission to Sir Elimar, ha? So si Sir Elimar ay sumali sa 28th International Conference on Learning. So noong July 6 to 9, 2021. So nakita niyo yung inyong speaker mamaya, talagang nag-international conference ito. Okay, so ini-endorse po namin. Yan, ito po yung ethical aspect ng ating research. Lagi po kayong kakatok at magpapaalam. Okay? Bakit? Ito po yung nasa kapakanan ninyo. Pag ito po ay approved, pwede po ninyong gamitin as MOB sa inyong ang tawag nito? Kung kayo ay magpapapromote. Yan. Okay. Continue with DepEd Memorandum po ito, DM 144 Series 2017. Nandito po yung Supplemental Research Guides and Tools. So dito po, parang kung ano ito, parang tutulungan na kayo kung paano talaga buuin yung inyong abstract. Yung abstract, yung inyong thesis research proposal. Dalawa po ito. Pwedeng action research at pwede pong basic research. Yan. So, DM 144. Meron na po akong kopya nito. Pwede ko i-share kay Sir Rhea. Okay? So, ito po yung isa pa. Yan. So, sabi po ng ating Philippine PPST, Professional Standard Teachers, noong 2017, ano ba to? Strand ba to? Continuing professional development and advancement of teachers based on the principle of lifelong learning and framework for teacher quality and development. Sa domain 1 po nito, sinasabi nito, content, knowledge, and pedagogy is composed of 7 strands. Okay? So, strand number 1, content, knowledge, and its application within and across curriculum. Number 2, is research-based knowledge and principle of teaching and learning. So nakikita ninyo, talagang sinasabi sa ating PPST na gumawa kayo ng research. Hindi ba ito sa performance rating natin? Hindi po ba? Yan. So nakita niyo dyan, talagang inuutusan tayo, regardless kung tayo man ng T1 or Master Teacher 2, gumawa po tayo ng research. Okay, bakit? Nasa domain 1 po ng ating PPST ito. Ito naman po yung amendment sa DepEd Order number 16 ng Series 2017. Kasi nga ho, meron tayong meron tayong pandemic yan, meron ng naka-highlight na. Ayan, ito ho. Ensuring from policy monitoring as well as the changes brought about by COVID-19 pandemic, certain provisions ng RMG shall be amended. Yan. So ito po yung ilang amendment. Sa research management cycle, kinakailangan po ang conduct po ng ating research, how to gather data from the field, kinakailangan po virtual. Okay? So yung pong face-to-face shall only be allowed in consideration of risk severity of the area. Ngayon, kung ang area po na inyong pagkokondakan ng research ay hindi po risky, ay sige ho, go ahead with face-to-face. Kaya lang, may observance po ito ng minimum health standard lagi. Yan. Pero pinakamaganda na nga sa ngayon, virtual na yung conduct natin. Gumawa kayo ng Google Form o Google Sheet at yun ang ibigay sa inyong mga respondents. So kinakailangan, siyempre, kinakailangan natin dito ng magandang internet connectivity. Okay? Pwede po kayong gumamit ng courier. Halimbawa, parang ano mga courier natin? JNT. parang ako alam, Lazada at saka Shopee. Okay. So, delivery fee may be charged to the approved budget of research proposal. Yan yung sinasabi kanina ni Sir Rhea. So, pwede po nating i-charge yung gastos doon sa courier services. Yan. Halimbawa, LBC, Yan. Pwede po yung sa LBC. Pwede pong i-charge dyan. So, tuloy-tuloy na doon sa mga ano ba yung pwede, hindi pwedeng gastusin. Maingay yung aking misis. yung pong bibili ng gadget, bibili ng printer, hindi po pwede. Pero bibili ka ng ink, hindi po. Pwede ba pamasahe? Pwede. Pwede bang merienda? Food? Pwede po. Yan. Pamasahe papunta abroad? Hindi po pwede. Not unless na meron matinding justification from your school head at saka sa SDRMC. Kinakailangan po may invitation para kayo makapag-abroad. Kasi hindi ho kayo pwedeng payagan ng DepEd eh. Gawa ng may pasok po eh, di ba? Yung time on task na tinatawag natin, tatamaan yan. Paano sir kung bakasyon? May justification pa rin at kinakailangan na matinding papeles dyan. Yan. Okay? Collection shall only be implemented if it is relevant to research design in consideration of the risk severity of the area. Again, observance of minimum health standard. Yan. Protocol pa rin po, Okay. To provide clear guidelines on the release and liquidation of fund, ito po yung interim guidelines po ito. Again. Para po sa BERP, Basic Education Research Fund, 75% po ay ibibigay sa grantee. Pag po ito'y national or kaya regional. Okay? Pero pwede rin pong sundin ito ng ating SEP, Special Education Fund. Pwedeng hindi 100% agad. Bakit? Ito yung 75% na gagamitin sa actual conduct na research. Pag natapos nyo, pwedeng ibigay yung 25K. 25%. So, madali lang naman kwentahin ito, So, pagka 10,000 yung nakuha ninyo sa SEP, 75% nito is 7,500. So, yung 2,500, pag natapos nyo na yung research nyo at nasubmit nyo na ang inyong complete data set ng inyong research. Pwede po yun. Pwedeng gawin yan. So, ito naman po yung mga non-eligible. Yung hindi po pwede. Again, communication expenses shall refer to the cost of using communication technology such as mobile, phone, and internet. Okay. Pwedeng postpaid plan, pwedeng prepaid load, pwedeng electronic reloading, internet subscription, and other emerging method or technology. Kaya lang, ito ay binigay sa atin, ilinabas ito prior to the release ng ating tinatawag na DepEd. Di ba binigyan tayo ng SIM card? DepEd SIM card, ano ho? Problema yan. Kaya lang, pag ang iyong respondents ay mga estudyante, pwedeng bigyan sila ng ganito. Prepaid load, reloading, internet subscription, GCash, pwede kaya? Parang questionable, yung GCash. Yan. So sa atin kasi nga binigyan tayo ng SIM card, baka mawala na ito. Yan, yung pagbibigay na yan. Kami nga sa DO, mukhang ikakat na ng ikakat na yung aming meron kami kasi 500 a month sa cellphone. Ikakat na kasi nga binigyan na kami ng data. Kaya lang, ang problema, siyempre, yung binigay na data na yun, hindi ka naman makatawag, maglo-load ka pa rin. Okay. Ito ay nakuha ko sa ating kaibigan na si Sir Enrico Habihan. Si Sir Enrico ay siya yung dating sa region, siya yung dating director yata ito ng LRM. CLMD, wala. Chief ng CLMD. Kinorek tuloy ako nung nasa taas. Si Sir Habihan ay parang Filipino teacher ito eh. Professor ng Pilipino. Although wala na siya sa atin, lumipat na ng private private college yata or something like that. So sabi niya, aksyon sa liksik daw. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng pananaliksik in Tagalog? Ito daw ay sistematikong pagsusuri o pagsisiyasat ng isang paksa, pangyayari at iba pa. So hango daw ito sa salitang saliksik. O ang ibig sabihin ay masusing paghahanap. So dinagdagan pa. So kung kukunin natin, meron tayong mga words na makukuha sa word na saliksik. Katulad ng liksi. Sa itong pang-uri na ang ibig sabihin ay bilis. Yan, bilisan natin. Kaya nga, action research. Maiksi lamang ang action research. 6 na buwan. Okay. Iksi. Short. Liksi, bilisan, at maiksi. Salik, ang ibig sabihin ng salik ay mga elementong bumubuo ng isang tanging resulta o kalagayan. Pwede rin ito'y sangkap, mathematics or math factor, isa sa dalawa o higit pang bilang expression sa algebra, sa biology, ito daw genes na nagtatakda ng namamanang katangian. Sa grammar naman, ito'y pantig o galaw ng bibig. Okay, saltik ng dila na may kasabay na tunog ng lalamunan, o walang antalang bugso ng tinig sa pagbigkas ng salita. May terminology tayo ngayon sa reading, di ba? May isang approach tayo ngayon sa reading na parang gano'n. Ganyan. Thank you, Sir Habihan. So again, bakit tayo magre-research? Kasi kinakailangan nating mag-participate. At ito daw ay galing sa mata ng ating mga eksperto. Walang iba kundi kayo po yun. Kayo po yung nakakita nito. Yan. External experts' eyes. And real presence can emerge in dynamically unfolding relation. So kung ano yung nakita ninyo, nasa palagay ninyo ay researchable, go. Okay? So, again, bakit tayo nagre-research? So, ang action research daw ay gives educators new opportunities to reflect Okay? So makita nyo, yung word na reflect nandito. Bakit? Sa pinaka later part ng ating research, meron pong reflection na tinatawag. Okay? To assess teaching or the problems that you are trying to, yung concerned problem na. To explore and test new ideas, methods, and materials. New ideas, methods, and materials. Sa madaling salita, ang action research is not bounded by theory. Okay? Kasi kung maglalagay ka ng theory, halimbawa, ano ba yung theory ng education? Di ba? Pag tayo ay magpapabound doon, baka ma-box in yung inyong target doon sa theory of education na yon. Okay? So, test new idea. So, how effective new approach, to assess how effective the new approaches were. So, halimbawa, katulad ngayon, ang dami natin ginagawa, ano, yung teaching modality natin, yung modular system natin, how effective ba yung ginagawa natin. And of course, to share feedback. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang sharing ng feedback, ang research natin ay hindi itinatago. Ito ay sinishare. Okay? Actually, kinakailangan nga may second part yung research ninyo eh. Bakit? After 6 months o next year, tingnan ninyo kung effective pa yung nagawa ninyo sa susunod na taon. Malay nyo, ngayon ay, modular, di ba? Digital. Next year, magpe-face-to-face na rin tayo. Pwede pa ba yun? Baka lang, ano? To make decisions about which new approaches to include in the practice. So, kinakailangan niyang feedback na yan to make decisions. Okay? So, again, ito yung ating mga topics for action research. Observe, experience, phenomenon. Agenda ng Department of Education. BE, LCP. Yan, sa ating new normal. So, meron tayong sa observe experience, pwedeng academic, behavioral, physical, institutional. Ibibigay ko po ito kay Sir Rhea. Ipo-forward ko. Kaya wag niyo nang kopyahin. Bibigyan ko kayo ng kopya. So, para sa academic, problems na pwedeng i-address ng action research, school performance, okay, study habits, attention and deficiency. Pwede rin pedagogical strategies. Ayan. Pwede rin content and pedagogy na tinatawag. So sa na discuss ko na to kanina, bullying, self-esteem, disrespect, defiance, talkativeness, hyperactivity. Naku, medyo mahirap-hirap, ano? Okay, physical or health-related problems. Diba? Meron tayong mental health. Yan. Kaya lang, siyempre, hindi naman natin nakikita itong mga bata ngayon, hindi masyado ito. So, doon lang tayo sa sa virtual mental health. Okay. Institutional problems. Katulad ng rules and regulations. So, ito para nga sa mga para ito sa mga school heads natin. Yan. Solving conflict, work overload. Naku, meron na kaming katatapos lang na isinolve nito kahapon. Work overload. Nagre-reklamo si ma'am. Overload daw siya. Topics for the new normal. Again, school readiness, environment programming, well-being, safety operations, strategic plans, okay, communication ethics, policy and guidelines formulation. Para naman sa new normal, again, curriculum model, teacher development, equity, and access to digital learning technology, impact, studies on online learning. Ang dami kong nakikita niyan ngayon. Kasi nga, yung mga nagtitesis, saka nagdi-dissertation, yan, puro sa online learning. Student engagement, hybrid learning, hybrid, katulad na yung, yung pinagsama yung dalawa. blended blended learning. Yan. Physical and mental health of teachers. Yan. So doon naman sa ating BLCP, ito bagong-bago, mainit-init pa. So tayong well-being and protection pa rin. So yung teaching and learning, ginawa na ngayon focus on learning. Okay, reaching the marginalized, ito yung ating inclusive education. Education financing, siyempre again, sa ating mga school heads at saka safe operations. Yan. Okay? Ang well-being nga pala, ang pagkakaiba nito sa safe operation, ang well-being and protection, ito yung wellness. Di ba? Yung safe operations naman, ano yung mga preparation ninyo? So for example, pagpupunta sa eskwelahan, ano yung protocol? Yan, safe operations. So pag tayo magpe-face to face, or readiness sa face to face na tinatawag, ano ba yung preparation ng isang eskwelahan? Pero hindi pa tayo kasali doon, ha? Yan. Although merong last na survey, di ba? Parang sumali rin kayo sa mga survey na kinonduct ng central office. Di ba? May mga nakasali. Actually, meron na akong data. Di ko pala nagagawa. Yan. So sabi ni Sir Mervin Gordon, no research is ever quite complete. It is the glory of a good bit of work that it opens the way for something still better. And this repeatedly leads to its own eclipse. Medyo mabigat, ano? Ang ilang sabihin nito, meron tayong gustong gawin na gusto nating makatulong. It is the glory of good bit of work. Gusto nating makatulong. Okay? At ayaw nating ito ay matabunan. Ito yung its own eclipse, its own demise. Yung problema na to ay wag nating sa walang bahala. Parang ganito po yung pagkakaintindi ko rito. Okay? So, with this, thank you po for listening. At tiyaga sa akin, makinig kay Lolo Papu. And be safe, everyone. Good morning po.
All right, so thank you, Sir Vista, for that fruitful discussion about the DepEd orders on basic research. Thank you very much po.
Sir Roy, Sir Jason.
Sir,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bukas kasi, may dalawang engagement ako. Si Sir Ali ay nagsabi din, katulad din nyo, kaya lang school level lang naman yon. Okay, so medyo mag-out ako ng konti kung ano man. But I will be back. Para na si Kuan, I will be back. Si Kuan, meron pa kaming gagawin bukas. Parang meron kaming sa region meeting with Sir Darwin and Ma'am Preni. Pero hanggang alas 12 lang naman yon. So kung Kuan, mag-out ako ng konti sa umaga, then kung may gagawin pa sa hapon, hahabol ako sa inyo.
Okay po, thank you very much po. Naka-assist po ako, sir, bukas. Kung wala pa po kayo, ako muna po mag-handle ng sa inyo, sir. Thank you very much po,
Sir Roy. Nandiyan naman yata sila Melvin, ano?
Apo.
Okay. Sa kaya niya, si Ma'am Abrigo, galing na niya. Napakasipag ni Ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so once again po, sir, thank you very much po for that fruitful discussion about the DepEd orders that will guide us in our preparation of the basic research and action research na magagamit po natin. Okay po, lalo na po ngayon, marami po tayong pwedeng mga researches na magawa, especially tayo po ay nasa new normal. no, bago tayo bumalik sa dati. Okay po. So without further ado, I will continue. We will continue with our next speaker. So our next speaker is a graduate with the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, cum laude at University of Santo Tomas in 1998. In 2005, he graduated with a degree of Master of Arts in Mathematics at Laguna State Polytechnic University, Santa Cruz, Laguna. And in 2011, he graduated with the degree of Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management at the Laguna State Polytechnic University, Santa Cruz, Laguna. From 2018 to present, he is a member of the Review Committee of the International Academic Forum, Japan. From 2019 to present, he is also the District Teacher Research Coordinator of Nagaland. From 2020 to present, he is the Scientific Committee member of the International Institute of Knowledge Management in Sri Lanka. Currently, he is a member of Editorial Board, International Journal of Research, publication in Dhaka, Bangladesh. His remarkable works was also acknowledged with awards and recognitions. In 2019, he won the Best Pecha Kucha Presenter at Cyber PICC Manila. In 2022, he is recognized Best Secondary School Researcher by the Gawad Marangal Division of Laguna. In 2021, he was awarded Outstanding Teacher of the Year by the Global Education Summit and Awards 2021. To discuss a writing research title, Action Research Question, the Master Teacher 2 of Talangan Integrated National High School, the pride of Oogong, Santa Cruz, Laguna, may I call on Dr. Elimar A. Pascual. Good morning po, sir.
Good morning, Sir Roy. Thank you, Sir Jason. Sir Jason Quinto. Thank you very much for that introduction. Am I clearly heard, Sir Jason?
Yes po, sir. Loud and clear po.
Thank you, Sir Jason. Greetings first to Ma'am Mylene Solomon, the PSDS of Alaminos District. One of my inspirations in being part of the Department of Education. When we first met, I was not yet part of the Department of Education. So she was one of my inspirations in being part of the DepEd family. Her dedication to study and work was one of the things that made me decide to go to public institution. Good morning po, Ma'am Mylene. Thank you for this invitation. To the district principals, research coordinator of Alaminos, Sir Roy and Ma'am Nimpa, thank you for the invitation. Sir Vista, if you are still there po, Ma'am Vista as well. Good morning po to all the participants of this district research proposal. Good morning po to all of you, and to division officials who are here. Good morning din po. I'm now going to present my slides, Sir Jason. Is my slide being seen now, Sir Jason?
Yes po, sir.
Thank you. I think I'll be asking the assistance of Sir Jason in this priming activity that I have prepared, because I cannot see the participants' answer. So, dear participants, I want for us to have a light moment before I begin my sharing about research title and questions. Start of a new journey. I was given a task to consume 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I think I'll make it slow, but then definitely this would not take that too long. So the first slides that I'll be sharing with you would be a light moment. So I would like to ask our participants, or Jason, to key in the word ready, so that we may know if they are ready for this light moment that I have prepared. And send po tayo ng word na ready, and Sir Jason probably will tell me how.
Yes po. Dear participants, you can use our chat box so I can see or I can read your response if you are ready with our activity for today.
Key in the word ready, or send the word ready.
All right. Mamaidi is ready.
Okay, thank you.
Melody.
Probably all the participants are ready for this, and this would be fun for those who are movie fanatics. This has relation to our topic because they would be providing us, Sir Jason, with the title of the movie, provided the 4 picks that would be shown on the slide. I have 10 movies for our participants to decipher, and the most number of points will be given a cell phone load or GCash a little later. So I would like everyone to participate in this fun game. So are you ready, guys? This would be the first 4 picks. What you need to do is to send the title of the movie which those 4 pictures represent. This would be the first one. So I guess this would also entitle points for those who are keyboard warriors. This is the first one. On the screen, you have 4 pictures.
Excuse me, sir, but the screen is please, sir.
Okay. Yes, Sir Jason, again. It's not
naka-freeze po yung ating screen, sir.
naka-freeze. Alright. So,
ayan, there you go.
Here.
Okay, I guess, sir, we can make it wider.
Okay.
F5 presentation, sir.
First, I will stop sharing, Sir Jason, and then I'll share again and try to do another way.
The teacher's already answering.
Okay. And I guess they have the answer already, Sir Jason, the correct answer. How about this one, Sir Jason? Is
yes, that is.
Okay.
Okay, good, sir.
So let's have the first answer to the first set of pictures that I have shared. And then Sir Jason probably can help me determine who is the first one who provided us the correct answer. The correct answer is Aquaman.
Okay,
Sir Jason, can we...
So the first one that provided the answer is Melody Mercado.
Melody
Mercado, rather.
Maidi
Mercado.
Maidi Mercado has 1 point already. Thank you, Maidi. You can still key in the answer for the next set of pictures, of course. Maidi has 1 point already. Guys, here is the second set of pictures. You can see here dinosaurs, then one communicating with the dinosaur.
Once again, sir, Maidi got the first answer.
10 seconds. Probably Maidi has It's not the correct answer, but thank you for that, Ma'am Mighty. 5 seconds. And the answer for this second set of pictures is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. If there is someone who key in the complete title, then that would be the one who will get the point. But if there's none, and the answer is Jurassic World, then it would be considered Sir Jason.
So, Ma'am Mighty, sir got the correct answer, Jurassic World.
Okay, Ma'am Mighty again. So 2 points already for Ma'am Mighty. Ma'am Mighty Mercado. Okay, other participants, you can still catch up with the garnering points. The third set of pictures, this would be easy for those who love fantasy, and I am one of those. I have this child in me that I love children classics. 10 seconds. Five. I don't have a clock, so that's just an approximate. And do we have several answers, Sir Jason?
Yes, sir. We already have.
Okay. So I guess I can show the correct answer, and the answer is Cinderella.
Okay. So, Ma'am Mighty, sir, got again the correct
Ma'am
answer.
Mighty again, ano?
A keyboard warrior.
Oo nga, Sir Jason. Okay. I hope I can meet Ma'am Mighty someday when I go to Alaminos. But of course, other participants can still catch up. The next set of pictures, I know this one is also familiar with our participants. 10 seconds. Five. And time's up. Sir Jason, do we have several answers already?
Yes, sir. We already have.
This is the correct answer. King Kong. And the point will go to?
Ma'am Maribel Perez, sir. Ma'am Maribel Perez got it correct. King Kong, the first one to answer.
Maribel, what is the surname, Sir Jason?
Perez. Perez.
Perez. Okay. We now have an opponent for Ma'am Mighty. Okay, next, this would be the fifth set of pictures. An action movie connected to a superhero. 10 seconds. Five seconds. And time is up. Sir Jason, do we have several answers? I guess we have several answers, Sir Jason, so I will show the correct answer. Thank you. The answer is Joker, and the point will go to?
Arlene Pilar, sir. From Ma'am Arlene Pilar.
Arlene Pilar. And dumadami na ang ating contenders, Sir Jason. The next set of pictures, we're now halfway into our fun game, a light moment for before we start our topic first or second topic. This can be considered a horror film. Ten seconds. Let us see if our participants will be able to determine from which movie these pictures came from. 5 seconds. And do we have several answers, Sir Jason?
Yes, we have, sir.
Okay. And the answer is a one word. If.
Okay, so Ma'am Maribel Perez again got the first correct answer. Ma'am Maribel Perez.
Thank you, Sir Jason. So, recap of scores. We have Ma'am Mikey having three points, Ma'am Maribel 2, Ma'am Arlene Pilar. Others still need to catch up. Next set of pictures. A sci-fi film. 10 seconds. I love this because this is futuristic and it somehow foretells that conscience of a person can be saved and be transferred to another one. 5 seconds. And that's it. So Jason, do we have several answers on the chat in the chat box?
Yes, sir, we have.
Okay, the answer is choppy.
Okay, so Ma'am Maidi got it correct, sir.
Mighty.
Maidi Mercado.
Mighty Mercado. Last three, guys. The next set of pictures, the 8th, will be this one. A children classic again. 10 seconds. Five seconds. And that's it. Do we have answers in the chat box, Sir Jason?
We only have one answer, sir.
Okay, we can now show the answer. The answer is Pan. If the person key in Peter Pan, we can consider that.
Okay, sir. We can consider Ma'am Maidi's answer, sir.
Mamighty. I guess Mamighty key in Peter Pan. There's no problem with that. Mighty Mercado. Last two, guys. This is the 9th one. And there is a new film upcoming with the more villainous than this one. The red one. 10 seconds. Five. And that's it. Do we have answers in the chat box, Sir Jason?
Yes, sir. We already have three responses.
Three answers. Okay. The answer is Venom. The first one.
Ma'am Maidi again, sir.
Mighty. Mighty Grand Slam, huh?
That's the correct spelling anyway.
Okay. And the last one for all the participants, just to have a light moment this morning. And the lead actor here already died. Sad. 10 seconds. Five. And that would be it. So Jason, do we have the answers already?
Yes, sir. We already have.
The answer is Black Panther. The point, those two.
Okay. Sir, can we consider wrong spelling if the pronunciations anyway? I guess this is topographical error using the keyboard.
But if there would be other participants looking in the correct spelling, the point will go to that person.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So Maricel Balbuena, sir, got the correct, correct answer.
Maricel Balbuena. Although this is the first time I wrote the name of Maricel, I still want to write Maricel's name. The points we have here, Mighty Mercado, Gas, 5 points, Maribel, 2 points, Arlene, 1, Maricel, 1. I guess Mighty is 6 or 5. Anyway, Mighty Mercado is our winner for this fun game this morning. Mighty, if you do not feel comfortable in sharing your cell number in the chat box, you might as well find me in the messenger, so you can provide me the cell phone number. But if you would like it also in the chat box, that would be fine if that is your choice. Almighty, don't forget to provide me your cell phone number, whether it is GCash or cell phone load. It is my gladness to share with you because of your effort in participating in this morning's live game. Thank you, Sir Jason, for assisting me, looking for the participants to get the points. And so, going into our topic, research title and questions, start of a new journey. This part of the webinar has 4 objectives that is not now shown on the screen. First would be the research themes and topics that is possible this time of pandemic. Sir Vista a while ago have shared a comprehensive look on the choices that we can have as teachers, master teachers, or school head. So hopefully I may be able to add those things that still come into my mind. But the presentation of Sir Vista a while ago is already comprehensive. I like the presentation of Sir Vista. If perchance this presentation would add themes or topics that you might still want to do an action research, then my presentation has served its purpose. Then we'll go to the research title. I'm going to provide tips that you can easily grasp because I developed acronyms and tips that can still be in our memory several days after this. So those tips are can be glanced in just one slide. I hope you like those tips and would be able to help you in crafting your research title. And I also would like to encourage participants to share insights about the technicality of title construction. Of the 3 samples that I'm going to show you, based from my tips, I would like you to react on the sample titles, telling us, the participants, telling me also what tips were obeyed or being seen on the sample titles that I'm going to share with you. So this would be interactive. I hope our participants and all those names that I wrote here, probably I can call them. Okay. Then we'll go to action research questions construction. I'm going to present you the basic pattern. When we say basic pattern, every beginner and even those who have been doing action research for quite long years are still going back to this basic pattern, because unless otherwise this basic pattern is seen on the action research question, there would be a problem in creating the conclusion. So this basic pattern should always be seen when we do action research, basic pattern in doing action research questions. I'm going to show you samples as well of action research questions, and based from the pattern that I have showed you, I would like you to react, telling us that are the elements found in the sample that I have shown you on the screen. How can the researcher, if it's still possible, how can the researcher rearrange the series of questions that he has put there? So things like that. I want our participants to react, and so that I may know if you learned something in my sharing. So that would be the direction of our discussion this morning for this part, research title and question, start of a new journey. Before I start with the research title, I have here formulated a principle of that I have developed since the time that I am doing action research. You may or you may not agree, but definitely I would like to ask your thinking that it would be a waste of time to do a research. Although they already have trainings, they already have professional development, still we will notice that some are not doing research. So that is why I have observed that instead of having a capability we need the capacity, and that is capability combined with availability. Setting time to devote on gathering data, thinking of the problem, and looking for intervention to solve the problem. Availability somehow is a great element in doing an action research. Are you available, dear educators? Surveys have shared the themes that we teachers and even school heads can explore in doing action or basic research. On this slide, we can see themes wherein we can choose. We have the teaching and learning. Now, how important for us to know these themes so that we may be able to find ourselves doing the things that is for us. If we do not know these themes, we might be doing an action research which is not suitable for our rank or position or our expertise. Our heads would not be supporting us if, for example, we are dealing with the governance and then they are not part of the research, something like that. So we need to look at the things which is appropriate for us. So teaching and learning, that would be for teacher 1-3 and also for master teachers, because we are into basically teaching and learning. Child protection is also for us, teachers who look into the protection of the children that is given to us to take care and nurture. Human resource development, here is where the boundary starts to deviate from teacher into administrators, from teacher into school head. So I do believe that for human resource development, this would now be for the school head and the administrators. Nevertheless, teachers can still participate in doing this, in having our school heads and administrators the co-proponent. They would be the lead or the co. In any way, we need to team up with them para hindi natin parang ma-bypass when it comes to creating the conclusions, creating the recommendation. But of course, governance, that would be for our school heads, but even higher up, those who are in the district office or division office of governance. Gender and development can be for teachers who have given the task to lead this or be a coordinator of the school in this aspect. So this does not only pertain to school heads and administrators, but this can be the topic of those who have given that position or appointment. Ano po, may mga coordinator tayo pagdating sa mga ganitong tasks sa school. Disaster risk reduction and management. Yes, of course, this is for the school heads and administrator, but there are teachers who are appointed as coordinator and they can do research with the appointment they given to them. So, kasi sila yung nakakaalam ng nangyayari sa aspetong ito. So, sila yung talagang makagagawa ng action research. There is a problem to be solved. There is a system that should be observed. If there is a program that needs to be modified. So those who are given the task or appointment in this aspect. Inclusive education. So in our district or even in our school, we are handling special child who, in every district I know is that there is always the school wherein the special child can enroll, but most of them are the central schools. So those given the task to handle these children can develop an action research so that they can improve the teaching strategy when it comes to this aspect. So dear participants, we need to know the things that is suited for us so that there will be a smooth conduct of our research. There will be no unethical procedure that can happen if we deal with something that is not for us. So when we say teams that's large, so let's go back to the smaller one, which is the topics. Again, surveysta have shared to us a comprehensive presentation po. I just hope that this can add. For hybrid education, Sir Vista mentioned this a while ago, the combination of the asynchronous and synchronous. Is there a difference between hybrid and then blended? So when we say blended, most of the times it has the face-to-face. And face-to-face with the modular, that would be remote learning. Face-to-face with online, that would be flipped classroom. So there is a little bit difference between hybrid and blended. Modular distance learning. So most of the schools, especially during the first year of the pandemic, I guess 90% of the enrollees or schools in the Philippines have gone into modular distance learning. So there are many things that we can deal with modular distance learning. We have major two problems with that. First is the late submission of outputs. Shocking ito para sa ating mga estudyante that they would just be reading modules at home, where in the previous years there is interaction in the classroom. So one problem is the late submission, and if not late, non-submission. So those are the two major problems when we deal with modular distance learning: late submission or non-submission. Radio-based instruction. This is one of the projects of our government. So what aspect can we study about it? Most study that can be produced when it is a government-initiated program is basic research, because we cannot anymore deal with the action research looking at its effectiveness. Of course, it is effective. So when we hear about radio-based instruction, there's still a research that can be done, and most of them are basic research looking into the aspect of how one variable is connected to the other variable. Television instruction, another project of our government. So hindi na tayo gagawa ng action research, alam na natin na effective yan. So probably basic research. Nevertheless, baka may aspect pa rin tayo na makita that needs action research. Specifically, when we look into the contextualization. So it's publicly viewed, done for different communities nationwide. So how about its impact when we talk about contextualization? Can the students in far-flung areas, even if there is a television signal there, adapt to the context being aired in television program? Supplemental materials. So although there are already modules being crafted at the higher level, and we just provide the students with that, the supplemental materials is still needed because it can aid in learners' understanding. So what are those supplemental materials that we can develop and then try to make an action research with regards to how it can increase academic performance? So marami tayong mga ginagawang supplemental materials, diba? So pwede tayong gumawa ng action research about those supplemental materials. Teacher-learner-parent collaboration. Do we need the collaboration when it is online? Of course. So most of the time, we only think of teacher-learner-parent collaboration in modular distance learning because the parents are the ones going into the school to get the modules. But how about in online distance learning? Do we need the supervision of the parents? Of course. So in both modality, modular or online, we need the collaboration of the teachers, the parents. Lesson exemplar. So how is it different from the one that we were doing before, our DLL, DLP? How is it being effective? Are the teacher preparation of that affects the learning of the learners? So we might as well make an action research with that. Multimodal assessment. These different modes of learning, children has their different learning styles, multiple intelligence, and even emotional quotient, in which this different assessment needs to be done in order to really provide them the quality education. Data privacy, safe protections. Most of the times we gather information from them using digital format Google Forms. So how is the data privacy and safe protection to be implemented? How can it affect the motivation or the performance of the learners if we will be using those type of forms? Probably, we can think about action research for those aspects and other related to the new normal in education, especially the implementation of the enhanced school learning action school ESLCP, enhanced school learning continuity plan. So in the different dimensions, we have the different dimensions. We have focus on learning, provision of learning resources. We have ensuring quality of teaching and learning. We have reaching the marginalized, education funding, safe operation, the one that Servista is mentioning, and then the well-being and protection. So we may want to tap one of those dimensions and do action research. Also, those are the topics that we can enter into in doing action research. Here is the part of an action research proposal. Dahil ako po yung unang, I prefer to show this to you. Probably this can be your guide, and you may want to look at the topics that we will be having from this day until tomorrow or this day only. So I failed to absorb the program. The part of the action research that we'll be dealing with is the title and then action research questions. So mamaya yung context and rationale dun sa aking kasunod. If you have done your action research proposal and it will be presented tomorrow, you should have the following parts. If not, then I hope this outline can help you. Okay, action research title. Do we still have our participants? So Jason, I will be asking them to send in awake. Ayan, the word awake in our chat box.
Okay, so kindly type the word awake in our chat box so we could, ayan, si Ma'am Heidi napaka-active lagi. Ma'am Heidi, Ma'am Melody, ayan,
Okay na
Kathleen,
yun.
Annalie.
At least ganun naman tayong kausap si Jason. Okay,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
po, Ma'am. I heard Ma'am Heidi, Ma'am Catherine. Thank you po. But I believe all our participants are still here. Research title. I told you a while ago that this would be tips, and then just one slide you can capture it and be able to remember it, hopefully for the next days or weeks or months. Because I formed an acronym BATA. BATA, yon. BATA, or if you want BAAT, BATA. Tips, okay? Be creative with your title. And so that would be the first one. So there are times wherein we can use the name of our project wherein it has an acronym, and then we want to know its effectiveness in increasing the academic performance or decreasing the math anxiety or targeting the certain behavior that needs attention. So that's one thing that we can do when we say creative. We can have an acronym of the project or the intervention. Also, when we say creative, that would mean something new to the hearing of the readers. Something which is not yet being read in most of the manuscripts. So that may be another meaning when we say be creative with your title. So I mentioned you can develop an acronym or something new to the hearing of the readers, researchers. Next, A, catchy title is interesting. Consider it. So what are the words that we have now in this pandemic? Now, the word vaccine, isn't it? So in our school, we developed Project Vaccine. And the vaccine stands for validating academic compliance of students through intervention. Catchy, it goes already to the be creative because it has acronym. But another thing with that interesting is that the word vaccine is one of the mostly appearing word now in our Google engine. When we type vaccine, there would be many articles associated with it. So that's what I mean when we say interesting. Those things that are being heard during this time of pandemic, that can be considered a tip in making a title catchy, interesting, because it pertains to the present scenario that we have now. Catchy. T. Think of the issue you want to solve or explore. So most of the times, the problem is seen, should be seen in the title itself. Yes. That's basic. When we, but we do not have to go inside the box in such a way that the issue or the problem is always there in the title. Sometimes it's implied, sometimes it's absent. It's just when the reader looks inside, the time that he would see the problem to be solved sometimes. But basically, we need to think of the issue or problem that we want to solve or explore. Tardiness, anxiety, poor performance, the motivation. So when we say think of the issue, it doesn't mean that we need to put it in the title, but it's a good thing that we can put it in the title. If not, it must be embedded in the title that there is a problem that needs to be solved. Last, A, avoid making it too long or too short. So when do we say that it is too long or too short? What is the approximate number of words when we do action research title? Most researchers would agree that the number of words should be around 15. Masyadong maikli kung 5 words only, that can be a title of a book. And that would be lengthy if it's more than 15 words. It would not stick into the mind of the reader pag napakahaba, isn't it? We may want to add tips here in that we need to avoid also title in the form of a question. We need to avoid that, dear participants. If it is in the form of a question, again, that can be a title of a book which is non-academic, something which connotes sharing of the author's idea only when it is in question form. I think if it is in question form, the author would just like to share his idea, which is not bounded by the grounds of research. So avoid putting the title in a question form. I hope these tips can help us in creating our title for an action research. Bata. Before we proceed, I have prepared 3 principles to live by. This is the second one. The last would be in the closing. Again, this is not recitation, something like a stop point. This is one of the principles I have developed. Every year or generation has their own unique problem. And most of the times, the strategy or technique in the past doesn't suit the present ones. It is challenging to approach the problem in a new dimension. So I would like to ask the participants again, huwag pong matakot to share your idea. A while ago, we hear from Ma'am Maidi and Ma'am Catherine. Probably volunteer. If not, then I might as well call names that I have listed here. Is there someone who want to volunteer? Okay, so I have written here Ma'am Luella Mercado. Yeah, do we have Ma'am Luella in our meet? A while ago, I have seen the name of Ma'am Luella. Ma'am Luella Mercado. You may or you may not agree with this one. I think nagsasalita na si Ma'am Luella. Ano? Or may connection problem si Ma'am Luella. So I would like to call another one. Ma'am Luella, if you would be available a little later, and that would be glad to hear.
Sir,
Yes po.
hindi po nagana yung mic ko sa
Po.
Actually, sir, I agree with the principal that you posted in the screen. Because since every year iba po yung ating students, we may encounter this different problem po. Kasi we all know that learners learn in different ways. So different approaches must be applied them po para may apply sa kanila. Kaya po every year, meron tayong iba't ibang problems na pwedeng ma-encounter. At ito yung mga problems na pwede nating kuhanan ng topic para maging research. Kasi nga po, kumbaga, kung ito yung sakit, ano yung gamot? Ganun po. Parang ganun po yung pagkakaintindi ko dito. Salamat po.
Oh, thank you so much, Ma'am Catherine. I like your insights. Another one? Did I say Catherine? Ma'am Luella. Ma'am Luella, thank you po. Ma'am Luella. Another one. Can we hear from Ma'am Annalie Avenido? Si Ma'am Annalie. Kasama pa kaya natin si Ma'am Annalie? All right, probably mamaya si Ma'am Annalie po. So I would like to proceed. Okay. Thank you, Ma'am Luella, again. I do believe that this principle is telling us that we do not need to be relaxed with the intervention that we now have, because that might already be not suited to the students that we have now. So we are familiar with the generation gap. Anything that we can read from the book, even if it is just 5 years ago, or more so if it is more than 5 years ago, they may not be any more suited now, especially because we now have a new setting in education because of the health issue. And therefore, this principle is telling us that we always need to think of the solution to the present problem and not only apply what others have found in their area or in their student effective. Let's proceed po. I would like to share the dividing line between action research and basic research if perchance we have done something which is actually not action research but basic research. When we have an action research, it needs to deal with problems wherein we want to propose an intervention to solve the problem. So the key word here is the problem and then the intervention. But when we think about the basic research, which is also accepted, ano po, tinatanggap din, of course. We want to look into the existing system and know how it is being implemented. We are not proposing an intervention here or trying to solve a problem, whether it is in a classroom setting or in the system of the school. That would not be the issue for for action research. I mean for basic research. For basic research, we want to look into the implementation, and probably we want to look at the awareness of the public with regards to the implementation. And it would cause a proposal of guidelines with regards to the system. So the keyword here is the implementation, okay? Or probably investigation also. So we need to set the dividing line by asking ourselves, what problem am I trying to solve? Because if there is no problem that we are trying to solve, probably it is a basic research. We just want to look into the relationship of two variables, effect of one to another, but there is no real problem that we want to solve. So I hope this slide will tell us if we are at the right track. So I said that because in doing title, there needs to be an embedded problem. If there is no problem, then there is a fault in the title. I have three samples here, and I would like to you to react. Which of the tips I gave you can be seen being used here? We have BATE. Remember bata? Yan, bata. Ano kaya yung gamit dito? And also, do you see the problem here, embedded or implied? Pwedeng embedded or implied. So, what can you say about this title? Ano kaya yung problem dyan? Ano po? Do you notice the problem? Is it catchy? Is it too long, too short? Okay. Can we hear from, isa na lang tatawagin ko, si Ma'am Maricel. Maricel, what can you say about this title? Efficient use of audiovisual equipment, teaching and learning, its implication to school supervision.
Hello, sir. Rinig po ako?
Yes po, Ma'am Maricel.
Ayan. So, sa pagkakaintindi ko po, when it comes to efficient use of audiovisual equipment, so gagamit po dito ng audiovisual equipment in teaching and kung paano siya magagamit into school supervision po.
Thank you for that, Ma'am Maricel. I guess Ma'am Maricel is implying that she understands the title, and that's one thing. Pag hindi natin maintindihan, there's a problem with the title, and it happens. Pag nasa title, hindi maintindihan kung ano ang nais ng guro. That can be another guide in making the title. We, the reader, can understand what is the subject, what is the topic, what is the issue. And Ma'am Maricel telling us her idea, meaning the title, ayoko pong sabihin na tama kasi nandito at pangalan ko. Opo, pero pwede po tayong magsabi na parang may mali, sir. Yun po. So, when we count the number of words, not too long, not too short, what is the problem? Hindi siya kita doon sa title, but it is embedded that the problem is the academic performance. And it seems that the one writing is into supervision. Yes, Ma'am Raquel, and then Nico, master teacher, and then Ma'am Josepa Orejola is our principal. So that would be suited for us because we are into supervision. We observe classes, we get insight to observe demonstration teaching, so school supervision. So again, dapat pag binasa yung title natin, alam kung ano yung, and intervention as well, dear participants. What is the intervention here? The audiovisual equipment being used in teaching and learning. So that's another thing that we need to consider na andun yung ating intervention. Another example, essentials of home visitation. Teachers, learners, and stakeholders view. Can we hear from Ma'am Maricel Perez? Maribel Perez.
Hello po, sir. Magandang umaga po. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ay, sorry po. Ganun po, sir.
While waiting for Ma'am Maribel, do we see the
Sensya na po, sir, kasi wala yung aking pong laptop ay wala pong audio, kaya po cellphone po ang gamit ko pang pandemic.
Okay lang po.
Yan. So, about po naman, sir, dito sa akin, napakalaking bagay po talaga. Hindi pa. Sir, wait po, pasensya na.
It's okay, Ma'am Maribel.
Yan, sir. Napakalaking bagay po talaga na magkaroon po tayo ng panahon, pagkakataon na magkaroon po tayo ng home visitation. Lalo na po ngayon, sa panahon po ngayon almost magto 2 years na po tayo under the pandemic. So, kami po as a teacher po, hindi po muna researcher as a teacher po ng aming paaralan, we can do this just to reach, just to approach, kasi not all the learners makakasabay po sa kung anong merong system tayo ng new normal education. So, as a teacher, as an educator, ito po yung ginagawa namin para po ma-reach namin. Especially po, dun po sa mga batang medyo isolated po, medyo malalayo ang lugar, lalo po sa lugar po namin, may ilog, meron po talagang natawid ng ilog. So, we need to do this para po mas ma-appreciate po ng bata na kahit tayo po ay nasa ganitong sitwasyon na we can do anything, we can do everything para lang po maibigay ang needs ng mga bata. Para lang po maiabot sa kanila yung mga pangangailangan nila, especially po in terms of distribution of learning activity sheets, modules, kasi po yung iba hindi po talaga nakakaahon. And then po, despite po sa pangyayari po, situation po sa atin, nasa atin po lahat, nasa kamay po talaga natin ang successful, ang kagaganda ng sistema natin. So sabi nga po nila, hand by hand, with the help of parents, teachers, yung nasa taas po, nasa atin po mga kamay, kung paano po natin maano. So yung pong home visitation, napaka-importante po sa atin. Nowadays po lang. Thank you, sir.
Thank you po, Ma'am Maribel. I am hoping, sasabihin ni Ma'am Maribel, so hindi na po siya interesting. Pwede po kayong mag-disagree, kahit na andyan ang aking pangalan. Because this research was done during the old normal. This was not accomplished during this time of pandemic. So, pwede po kayong magsabi ng negative. Thank you, Ma'am Maribel. She is implying to us that she understands what the concept of the action research. When we look at the length, this is not too long, not too short. And then the intervention is seen. Home visitation, it's not catchy. Isn't it? We do not see some words that would take our attention. Ako na yung nagbigay na negative dito sa title na ito. Okay, last po. Old normal also. What can you say? Do you see the intervention? Do you see the problem which is to be solved? Is the title too long or too short? Okay. Let us hear. Can we hear from Ma'am Arlene? Ma'am Arlene Pilar.
Yes, good morning po, sir.
Yes po.
So, in this title po, Mind Mapping and Science Performance, so it indicates po the strategy or the intervention that the teacher wants to introduce in terms of improving the performance in the science subject po.
Thank you, Ma'am Arlene po. She's implying that the title is enough for us to provide us a glimpse of what the researcher would like to deal with. During the old normal, this mind mapping is indeed interesting. Ang po pag ngayon, mind mapping, hindi na, luma na yung mind mapping. Ako na yung nagbibigay ng negative dito sa aking kaibigan, si Ma'am Nilda V. San Miguel. Po. Not too long, too short, probably too short in a way that my friend could have add some description